Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Minecraft. This is Razakius. First of all, let me apologize to you. We have a little bit of a disjointed episode. The second half of this episode was recorded before this first half, and that is because I messed up the beginning and didn't realize it until after I was done, and I had forgotten to say some things, and I messed up some other things. So I'm just going to redo the beginning part. The second part was still really good, and we'll leave that as it is. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was this base. I did a little bit of rearranging to the base. I replaced the old wooden one, which used to be over here, and put it in the exact center instead of that pillar, with this crystal one. And I like the crystal chest because, first of all, it looks awesome. And second of all, oops, I need copper. Because I wanted to show off how this thing worked. Second of all, you can see what's in it. And right now, the pipes are really slow, and I'm going to keep them that way for a while because I just don't care that much that they're fast. Later, I'll care a little more, so I'll change it. But because of the slowness of it, it's kind of nice to see that, hey, there we go. Hey, these things, they need to... There's still more in it, or they're done, or whatever. It's good to see that it's processed. The second thing I wanted to talk about in regards to this base is that I was initially going to... first of all, see? Isn't that cool? Like, you get to see it. I was initially going to put some microblocks down there to cover up the pipes. However, I've since found out that microblocks and thermal dynamics, at least at this point, are not copacetic with each other, so I won't be able to do that. I'm kind of hoping that once the XP fills up here, that it'll just cover it up and it won't be as transparent there. But you do see that I've put all my ingots that I have currently in here already. It works pretty well. I did it all through the chest in the middle. Took some time, obviously, but overall it worked well. I liked it. I do have a lot more dust, and that's going to take a little bit more time to get in here, because I'm going to create the dust sorting machines that I was talking about in previous episodes, and get an ingot creating machine and the pulverizer. Need to get it all set up perfectly. One thing that I am going to do is I'm going to create like an aisle of dust in the back that's not going to be really part of the main walkway here, but instead is going to be, I'm considering it to be kind of the machinery that's keeping everything in place. The reason for that is because I don't really think I need dust on a day-to-day basis, so I want to keep them out of here so that they just don't make it more cluttered than it needs to be. I'm going to have a lot of stuff to store, so there's no reason to keep stuff up there that I'm not going to use normally. I do need to have barrels full of dust so that I can keep ingots coming solidly, and we'll go through that in future episodes. But I was kind of playing around with the microblocks. This is kind of what it looks like. You can tell this is the normal level, and it's gonna be up one if I do it. I'm probably gonna still need to do microblocks here to cover up the pipes, at least in the room. So it's going to be a weird setup. Not entirely sure how it's going to work. We'll see in the future, but there is going to be that inconsistency. The second thing I wanted to talk about was my recent cancellation of The Witcher. It was done unceremoniously. I put a mention to it on my blog and in the description of The Witcher, but in the actual episode of The Witcher, there is no mention that it is going to be the last episode of The Witcher. And the reason that is because I was not planning on it. It just turned out, when I went down to record it, I decided that I didn't want to record it And a couple days later, after some thought, I decided I just didn't want to play it anymore. And so I'm not going to. And it turned out pretty well that it turned out to be even 25 episodes. If you guys want to see a more concrete reason as to why I made that decision to cancel The Witcher, you will need to go to my blog where I wrote up a really big post on why I didn't like The Witcher and why I wasn't having fun with it anymore. My blog is Razakius, and that's razaki.us, razaki.us. You can read all about it there. And because of that, we're going to have a new schedule. If you didn't notice yesterday, Craft the World actually was yesterday, and this episode is going to show up on Mondays from now on at 3:30. For the last few weeks, I was very consistent about getting episodes of Minecraft on both Sunday and Tuesday. I think I missed a couple of Sundays in the past few weeks, but I've been pretty consistent at least about getting 2 weeks, so I decided put it back in the straight-up lineup, and that's what we're going to do. So Sunday and Wednesday will be Craft the World. Monday and Friday will be Minecraft. Tuesday and Saturday will be Zeus. And then Thursday, right now, I'm thinking of doing a new game. I haven't recorded anything for that game yet, so I don't want to commit totally. It might turn out that I need to do something else, and this Thursday there might be a break. If I decide that not to do the game that I was considering, I'm going to restructure my schedule yet again. But the other thing, did I have more to talk about? I have a lot to talk about today. It's really weird. Did that. Just have to make sure that I got everything just because the last time I didn't. Alright, so we're going to talk about this episode, which I wanted to go into detailing this wall a little bit, because I was looking at the wall. Well, I look at it a lot just because I work on it a lot, and it just looks dull. And even though it's not completely done or whatever, I decided that I want to go ahead and be proactive and actually start putting some detail in at least. It's still not going to be a ton. I'm not going to go to the lengths of, say, having all the cracked walls or mossy walls or anything like that, but I wanted to have a baseline at least so that I knew where to go from that. So I got all these parts here to do this project, and I kind of want to give you guys a quick breakdown of what I'm going to do. It's going to start off, oops, that was wrong. I'm going to start off with stairs here, and then we're going to go up to stone, a couple of stone. And then we're actually going to have more stairs and more stone. We'll do the stairs last because it's a little easier to do that. We're going to go up 3 stone. 1, 2, 3. And then up here we're going to just tear this out. I actually think I need to pull out a little bit to complete my stairs. There we go. Like that. And then the top here is going to be brick. Alright, so now let's go down and finish up those stairs down here. There we go. So this is going to be the general look of it. I think it looks pretty nice. And I'm going to show you at this point some stuff that I did previously. Like I said, the second half of this episode is going to be all stuff that I've already recorded by this point. And I haven't done that to this point in this whole series, but I'm going to have to do that today. And we're going to get into some more details of, like, I'm going to have some issues with the corners, so it's gonna go into the corners and the whole overall look. For now, the first thing that's going to be part of this is a speed up what is that called? I can't even remember. But I'm going to show you some of the work I put into building a wall, and it's all going to be sped up so that you guys can see a lot of the work really fast. It's the first time I'm doing that as well in this series, and I'm kind of proud that I figured out finally how to do it. I've been kind of looking into it for a long time casually. I mean, it didn't really take me that much effort to figure it out, but I hadn't really put a lot of search time into Google for it. So I never actually figured it out on my own. But I finally did that, and I'm pretty proud that I actually got it done. So, time-lapse is the verb I was looking for. So right now, you will see some time-lapse of me working on this wall. I hope you guys enjoy. Bye-bye. Alright guys, we are back. Just gotta finish up these little touches here. As you saw, might have seen at least, we did have some issues with the corners. And I was kind of expecting some issues, to be honest with you. Corners aren't exactly the easiest things to work with. And we're getting to be nighttime, but this gives a pretty good example of what it's going to look like. You got bricks up there. I kind of like the brick stair in between to kind of break up the pattern a little bit, give it a little bit more character. Dang it, I put another stone on it. So one thing I hate about these Carpenter's beds, yeah, they're nice in the final look, but in the meantime, they're difficult to use. But yeah, you can see this kind of coming together, a little bit more character, having the bricks in there, and the multiple patterns. I'm not sure if I'm going to buttress these at all, given the amount of moving in and out that these walls will have. I don't know if buttressing is actually something that's going to be necessary. But, Triss, haha. But for now, I think it looks really good. It definitely is going to give the wall a little more character. But how do I deal with this? Becomes the issue. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I have a great answer for this. But I wanted to actually put this on screen so that you guys could see what I was doing. Now we could do this, but this would require moving everything out. Conversely, I could move this in. Right? Try to do it here. Like that. Mirroring what I did on the bottom, but up a level. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It actually makes... My concern here is that it makes the whole wall a little narrower. The other way makes it a little bigger. This isn't bad at this level, just because this level is all added on. My big concern is up top. I think growing out the wall is probably a better idea than shrinking it in. So, I think that's what we're going to do. Whoopsies. That is not what I meant to do. So I think we're going to do the growing and put it here. Like so. And then instead of this, we're going to put stone here. And then we're going to grow out the wall. Like that. It's going to be weird that way because it is going to kind of pyramid in, but I can't think of a better way to do that. I think it works regardless. This is going to make this wall seem that much more impressive when you're coming onto it. That just the sheer size of the wall, that these bases are basically 3 people tall. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, I like it. I think this is going to work out well. I hope you guys like that too. Let's go ahead and finish this up while we're here. Like that. And if you guys notice, like initially I was just trying to squeeze them in, and they were connecting together wrong, so that's why I had to start doing kind of a scaffolding system. There is a mod out there that has scaffoldings, and I've considered putting it on. I don't think I have it, do I? Scaffolding. Maybe I do. Oh no. Although, it does say scaffolds. I don't know if it actually works like a scaffold or if it's just an appearance. My guess is it's an actual appearance of a scaffold, not a working scaffold. So yeah, there's my final wall, or at least final for now. I might do more with it in the future as I start to detail the rest of the castle out. But I think it looks really nice. I think it's gonna look really nice. Yeah. Do we have any other updates? We did the Witcher update. We updated a bunch of mods. We are continuing to chip away at that mountain over there. Getting pretty close. nothing else really exciting happening. I hope that you guys are enjoying the videos I put up. Please like the videos if you do like them, and subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.